morning this morning. This is Ajuwaya.com, NYSC Ocean State, a show where service meets purpose, where we bring to you inspiring, exciting, interesting gist about the NYSC. But first, let's have the news update.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Ajuwaya.com, where we bring you news and updates regarding NYSC Ocean State. My name is Iziat Aminat. NYSC NPC strengthen collaboration on youth empowerment in Osun. The National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) and the National Productivity Center (NPC) have reaffirmed their commitment to youth empowerment and productivity development for corps members in Osun State. During a courtesy visit to the Osun State NYSC State Secretariat in Osogbo, the NPC State Coordinator, Mr. Rabiu Adebusola, outlined the center programs, highlighting its focus on entrepreneurship, ICT, and business management training, aimed to fostering self-reliance among youth Nigerians. She noted that the center recently introduced a weekend empowerment series and an upcoming productivity training for traders in November. In response, the NYSC Ocean State Coordinator, Mr. Habum Obim, commends the NPC for its efforts and expressed the scheme readiness to formalize the partnership through NYSC National Directorate's headquarters. He added that once approved, the program will be integrated into the Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development (SAHID), scheduled to expand post-camp empowerment opportunity for corps members. The meeting concluded with an exchange of souvenirs and a shared commitment to deepen collaboration on capability building initiative for corps members and staff in Osun State. Isiaq Aminat, Ajuwaya News. Back to Glory for the podcast section.
Welcome back to the show once again, our dear esteemed viewers. Today we are going to talk about an interesting, exciting topic titled Growth Through Selfless Service. And I am your host for today's show. I am Otubo Glory Ejiro, and I won't be doing this alone. You know, when you talk about growth is more like you giving out. I'm not expecting nothing in return, just like Jesus Christ did. Okay, so today I am singularly honored. I am privileged to invite someone to this show this morning to share with us an amazing insight. And he is no other person than the former president of the editorial board, no person other than Mr. Nemi Richard Otobo.
You know, it's funny. It's very funny how our names align. Otobo, but that's by the way. My name is Nemi Otobo, the former editor for the editorial CDS. But then you talk about Jesus Christ, bro. That's a very high feat. That's a really very high feat.
We are so excited to have you on board this morning. It's an honor to have you. You know, honor our privilege. We didn't expect you to answer us within the short notice given to you to be on the show. So thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate you.
You're super welcome. And I'm privileged to be here. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so growth through selfless service. So Mr. Nemi Richard Otobo, I am really curious. I would like to know, can you take us through your journey as the editor, like how it all began, how it all started with you?
Okay, so my journey as the editor started from, thank you very much actually. My journey as the editor started from camp. Mm-hmm. Yes, as the head of presenters at UBS. So it was something I didn't in any way expect because I studied engineering and then coming down to say I was going to do something editorial. Okay. Actually, I like communication. I really enjoy mass communication. I really enjoy anything in media. And that flair came from listening to the radio and watching programs right from a very young age. But then say that I will be the one to lead a team like this is something that was really perfect. I didn't see it coming at all. It was very, very perfect. But then my journey through was from the OBS, like I said initially, and then I joined the editorial CDS, and I was a backbencher. Okay. I was a backbencher, but then I heard I wasn't somebody I was nominated numerous times.
Okay, you didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming. So I was not nominated numerous times by numerous people, members of the executives. But then here I am. And then the journey has been something that it has been would I say sour, sweet experience. But I would say that because there's been more of the sweet than sour. Yes, there's been a very great one because I've learned a lot and I've been able to grow myself. and I've enjoyed doing what I love doing.
That's
Yes, I
amazing.
enjoyed doing every single part of it, especially meeting new people. That's been the crux of it.
So, would you say, like, upon stepping into this very position, did you have goals for your fellow executive board members or just the board members that aren't executive? Do you have goals or vision for them?
Yes, I had a lot of goals, but then everything could have been summed or was summed in two words: professionalism and family. Yes, they were summed
Okay.
in those words. So it was I was seeing the editorial board or the editorial CDS as a place where that combined professionalism and family, because I'm someone who I really love to enjoy what I do. You get, and media is something that you need to enjoy what you do, because the community development service as a CDS as a whole is something that you need to go through a lot of sacrifices. And if you are going through all of those strenuous modes and strenuous moments and you don't enjoy the process, it needs to be something that should give you some sort of enjoyment. So that's something I was looking out for. And then people wouldn't give their best if they don't understand that, oh, you care about them. They don't care about what you have to say until they know that you care for them. So I was looking at a place where I would give people the platform to really be loved, people the platform where people enjoy what they do, because so that they can give their all to that. And I think to some extent we achieved that.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, what you're trying to say is that this position, this leadership role, actually shaped you positively.
Yes, it did. It did. It did shape me positively. It
So,
did
would
shape
you
me
like
positively.
to go back to being a leader in such board setting?
Yes. Actually, I would like to, because all through my life, it has always been from one leadership position to the other, one leadership position to the other. So it's something that I won't say I anticipate, yeah, or I expect, but I know that's the wrong word. I anticipate it. No, I don't anticipate. I expect. I know that it's something that usually comes around, but then. mm,
Leadership position can be, most time very tough and hectic. So,
Actually,
how were you able to overcome the challenges that came with people management? How did you scale through that?
uh,
Yeah, it was a lot, I know.
yeah, dealing with people can be a lot.
Yeah.
Because you have to just going just taking a side without talking about economics. You have to the part of the production, land, labor, entrepreneurship, and everything. So you see that labor and entrepreneurship, they are like the major factors. Those human beings, human factor. Human factor is a lot. It's a lot to deal with, especially when it has to do with you are leading your mates. Yes. So if you're leading people who are younger or people who are older, there is some sort of dynamics. But people who are your mates, there has to be structures. There has to be systems in place.
Yeah.
And then it gets really unfortunate when you don't have those systems, because you would at that time you would be banking on your own efforts to see that things work, on your own power, on your own authority to see that things work. But when there are systems on ground, it gets easier. So for this particular role, it was quite a lot, because like I said, I was working with people who were my mates, and then you have people from different backgrounds coming with different ideologies, and people coming with different mindsets.
Even the ones that feel like they know more than you do.
Actually, yeah, then people who don't see that responsibility factor. You get, so that is why I had the intention to see that okay, we all work as a family, and not see that you force anybody to do whatever they are supposed to do.
So those persons, when you assign roles to them and they didn't want to do their roles, how did you do that? You just let them be?
No, like I was saying backstage, you have to find ways to give lollipop to people, give them sweets. Yes. So because
Okay.
working with people, especially people who are your mates, you have to understand that who are in the same, when I say your mates, who are in the same kid as you are, in the same age range as well. Like we're all core members, so there's no undergraduate here. All of us are graduates. So people tend to think that, oh, we all went to the same school. I'm a university graduate, and you're a university graduate. There's nothing bigger for you to get. So we're all on the same level playing ground rather. So it is the fact that there has to be structures and systems. But when there are no structures and systems, you have to find ways to appease people. So you're about to you have to beg them to do what they have to do, because truthfully speaking, the work has to go on. And there's one thing that's always my mantra: collaboration without ego. Collaboration
Yeah.
without ego. So that's my mantra, in the sense that you have to find ways to take out your ego from the system. So it doesn't have to be how somebody hurts you. So you don't react when somebody hurts you. You react when they hurt the work. So when somebody is coming to tell you that, okay, I'm not going to do what you asked me to do. Okay, in that particular situation, you're not looking at you. You're not in the mix. You're not in the situation. You're not thinking of yourself. Ah, this person just disrespected me or disrespected my position. No, you're thinking that, okay, this person's attitude is going to spoil the work. It's going to retard the work. So then in that case, you have to now implement an iron fist to that person just so that the work does not suffer. But if you're thinking of, okay, this person insulted me, so I'm punishing this person because he insulted me, in that particular case, you're going to now, at that point, you are going to overreact or do things that you just didn't plan to do. You get, and in that you're not judging rightfully. Do you understand? So that's I believe is one way to work things out, and it really worked out to some extent.
Yeah, I saw
To
that.
most
So
of it.
I worked with you, so I saw how it all went.
Actually, Glory was the secretary.
Okay, so looking back at your tenure, which of your achievements or projects can you look back to and you are really proud of? Like when you go out there, you can really be proud of yourself that in my time I did this in my tenure. What? There's something like that, achievements or projects, anything.
Okay. So there are a number of them. Although, like I said earlier, I had plans for the interior CDS, but then my frequent movement to camp, my frequent sojourn to camp, because I went to camp 3 times, and then you're going to camp and you're working as a camp official, not as a core member. So you have to go there every time, and then you are spending strenuous moments in camp. So you have to work as in those times in camp, you're more active than the core members because you have to wake earlier than them and sleep later than them, and then you have no breaks in between because you're the person in charge of the OBS. So you have no breaks in between. So those events made me. It really seemed like it would have slacked the vision that I had. But I thank God for the people I worked with. For example, Glory, she was the secretary, like I've seen mentioning that. And then the financial secretary, the provost, the deputy editor. So those people really made things easy for me. But then back to the question where you asked
your achievements that you can look back to and be really proud of.
Okay. So
yeah.
The project, sorry to cut you, the projects we embarked on, I am really proud of all the sensitizations we went for.
Yeah. Can you let us know?
All of them, because I'm someone who's big on community service, so I was really keen on going a step further than my predecessor and saying that we went for 3 sensitizations, even when it was not comfortable. It was really not comfortable at all, especially seeing the fact that I was not able to go for any of them. But then implementing and planning them and executing them was something that I was really grateful for. And truthfully speaking, it's going to go on my LinkedIn page. Yes, it's going to go on my LinkedIn profile. That we organized something like this. And so the sensitizations went to Aigwaju Market to sensitize people on the traders on recent
viral local scams.
Yeah, viral local scams. Yeah, thank you for that. And the second one was when we went to the orphanage home.
Yeah.
So just go play with them and then to contribute a quota to what's going on there. Then the third one was when we went to a secondary school. That is the NYC Foundation School, where we taught them, went to do some bit of digital literacy with them, and then it was really fantastic because that was the first of its kind to them. And then the school was just getting inaugurated. So it was just getting opened, and so they were really grateful for that. So I'm really happy for those sensitizations. And secondly, the fact that I was able to impact people. That's something that's not just people from not people that benefited from the sensitization, but people within the CDS group and people that I met in camp. Yes, people I met in camp. So a friend of mine asked me, how would you tell your story as the editor? And I told him that major way I'll tell my story is from the remarks of people. Yes, so every time I leave camp, I get certain remarks. People send me messages, people post my pictures, and I'm like, okay, is he seeing me? Because going to camp, I'm always like, this is so hectic for me. You know that when there's this meme that says, this sticker that says, run away, run. Then every time I see the gate, I want to run away. Every time I wake up, every single morning I wake up, I want to just run away and leave the entire thing. But then you get remarks and people say, you are patient. Yeah, I'm patient. Interesting. You are gentle. Wow, so good. So good. But then I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that it stretched me. Yes, I'm grateful that it stretched me. But then I'm also grateful that I was able to impact the lives of people. So that's the big achievement for me, combined with every other good stuff that we did.
So one last one before we go this morning. Reflecting on your journey so far, what can you say is your biggest moment of growth so far? Like you've traveled to Ede camp to, help core members in the OBS session, and you were also at the same time in the planning committee of the editorial board outside the Ede camp. So when you juggle these both roles together, what can you say was your biggest, moment of growth amongst it all?
My biggest moment of growth.
Yeah. What exactly shaped your growth mindset that really shifts your orientation from what you experienced first before you started going to camp and then being the editor at the same time?
Mm. So I'll take a moment to breathe on that. But I would say my biggest moment of growth was working with Mrs. Otemiwa
Wow. That's our schedule officer.
as schedule officer. Yes, working with her was a very big turnaround because that is one. I have other moments of growth while I was doing this, but a major one was working with Mrs. Catherine Otemiwa, and I'm super grateful for that because it is spontaneity pro max working with her. You have to be extra spontaneous.
Wow.
She could just come and be like, Nemi, I want you to do this. Why have you not done? I'm like, I don't know I'm supposed to do it. How would you not know? You're not supposed to know you're supposed to do it. And then stuff like that. She comes and she's like, why is this still here? Why is this still like this? And then you're like, I don't know. I didn't know. How would you not know? So stuff like that, like I said, spontaneity pro max. You have to be extra. You have to be ahead of her. And the worst part is that you can't be ahead of her. You're walking on eggshells every time. You can't be ahead of her. That's one thing because you have to fight your way to be ahead of her. To think you're ahead and you're 3 steps ahead of her. Meanwhile, in actual sense, you're walking in par with her. So if you're not in your head 2 steps ahead of her, you'll be behind. So you have to always be on your toes to walk with her. That is one. And then the fact that she stretched me, really, really stretched me. And there are times when you say, okay, this is just a normal excuse to give. It's reasonable. That nothing is like you can't give excuse. Make something work out of it. With the little resources you have, make something work out of it. And then that's a major turning point for me. But other ones were working with the people in the editorial sectors. I've only mentioned the people in the secretariat. That's the deputy editor, the financial secretary, the secretary, the provost. But then every other person who I served with as executive members, they really did fantastically well, amazingly well. And then working with them was something that you had to understand what it meant to work with people from different backgrounds. Normally, I've always worked in places where there's always a structure, but then when there is no structure, what do you do in those instances? When the structure is not that stringent, what do you do? Because when people fault, you depend on the structure to punish them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But now that there's no structure, what do? You have to find ways to now appease them and work amicably with them. And then these people I worked with really made it quite easy for me. Really, really very easy for me. Talking about the 70% presenter, Adjoya presenter, the media crew, every single person made it quite easy for me because they told me therefore that I don't like this. You have to work on it. Okay, I worked on that. I don't like what you did here. Change it. And that's so it was easy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nemi, for sharing your insight with us today. I am sure not only me but the viewers has learned a lot from today's episode. So thank you so much, our esteemed viewers. We'll be ending here for now. So until we see you on the next live, please hang in there for us. Bye bye.